Hi everyone, this is Heba from My Little Journal, and today I'm going to be working in part 2 of my son's travel album. My son got to travel to France back in 2019 for the 75th anniversary of D-Day, and they got to march in the D-Day parade. It was an amazing experience. So I'm documenting his journey. Now I have this bucket on the side. If you haven't seen part 1, I definitely recommend to check it out because I do talk more about this little bucket full of travel themed cards and embellishments. It makes the process so much easier. So I will be linking that video up above for you because I kind of explain it more, but it's just a bucket full of travel themed products that makes the process for me so much easier and I don't have to go through my own stash. So I found this 4x6 card in that bucket and I just trimmed it down to a 3x4 because I want to back up my Friday. I like to break down my albums into days. I find it to be easier, and also when you're going through the album, it's fun to see what day it was and what you did on that day. I'm also using those embellishments from Pink Fresh Studio. It's an older collection. I don't know if it's available anymore, but I got mine from scrapbook.com. If I find it, I will link it down in the description box. But I'm using that collection to add some embellishments here and there to my photos and cards just to bring in a pop of color. Now that was quick. You can see how fast I'm putting these spreads together just because my products are there for me and I don't have to go rummaging through my own stash. I will go through my 3x4 cards. I always end up choosing like about 5 to 6 cards before I start working on my spread just to give myself options, and just going through that smaller pile makes it easier, I guess. So once I choose a few cards, I will put away the rest and start working on my spread. I want to back up this 3x4 photo of my son's friends. These three are like the Three Musketeers. I'm sure if you follow me here on YouTube, you've seen these three always together in his photos, and they're just the cutest. So I end up trimming down my photo and backing it up with the "Today was a good day." I'll also go through my stash. I was trying to find something to add to that photo, and I found this travel, and I thought, you know what actually looks better on the 4x6 photo because it's a large one. And I like the tab in green, brings in that blue, so I'm going for it. I end up using the tab for my 3x4 photo and the travel for my 4x6 photo. I just love these photos. A lot of the photos were sent to me by my son from a lot of the chaperones, the band directors. They were really generous to send us photos of the kids, especially for those parents who didn't get to go. I added a little hint of yellow by adding a puffy sticker, and I decide to go with this plain white card that says details of today's adventure. This, I believe, is from Feed Your Craft. I'm going to take it to my typewriter, add some journaling, go back into my puffy stickers and add a little puffy sticker in blue to bring in the blue from my card. And then I believe I call this spread done. Now I had these 4x8 papers that were travel themed as well, and I just trimmed it down to a 3x8 to fit into a 3x8 pocket. I love doing that. It's a great way to use your paper, and I ended up adding a geotag right above France. I'll also do the same to this photo and paper. I want to back up my photo with a 4x8 paper, but it's not going to fit obviously, so I'm going to trim it down. You're not going to see the messiness of the trim. I just wanted to keep that here. What does it say? Start here. That's what it said. Trim down my photo as well. I want the focus on my son while he's marching, so the rest doesn't matter to me. And I actually go through those embellishments again from Pink Fresh, add the large red geotag, and I'm going to fill out the geotag with one of these epoxy stickers. I just love to kind of mix and match with the sizes in my album, and it's fun to do that. And it's a great way to use up your 4x8 papers, especially someone like me who has a lot. Now moving on this day was the parade. So it's all focused on pictures of the kids while they're marching. I'm going through my cards, trying to find something that goes well with my photos. You can see me kind of going back and forth. I really love the navy blue in this everyday adventuring. And I thought it just matched really well with my pictures, so I'm going for it. Keeping this simple, I decided to stamp out super fun in black ink, but when I stamped it, I thought I was going to add it to this 4x6 photo, but when I stamped it, I didn't like how it looked, so I end up using it on my 3x4 photo and then adding a hint of red to the 4x6 photo just to bring in a different color. You can see me here. I try it. I don't like it. I move it to the 3x4 photo, go into my stash of embellishments, found this one that says enjoy the journey, add that, and call this done. Oh, actually, I think I use another epoxy sticker. I think that's what they're called, by the way. And I add it to my 3x4 card just to add a little something to that card. And then I call my layout done. So next up, I'm going to document Saturday. They had traveled from Normandy to Paris. And I looked through my acrylics, and Saturday was like this lime green, which was really hard to find a card that matched it or went well with it. So what I decided to do is actually not even use the Saturday on this spread and use it on the opposite spread. It's still Saturday and I'm still documenting Saturday. I just think it was hard for me to match it with my photos, and the opposite page was going to be a 6x8 photo, so I could just add it to the photo, if that makes sense. Now, I do have a lot of cards from Kelly Perky that's French themed. Like it said bon voyage and bonjour and things like that. So I end up using, or I thought I was going to use the bon voyage, but right before I stamped Paris, I decided, you know what, I like the red one, so I'm going with this one. So I switched them out and start stamping Paris using my Kelly Perky stencil alphas. And I also have the Eiffel Tower from a newer Kelly Perky kit. So I'm gonna grab that and stamp that right above there and call my little card done. I love how this card turned out. I'm so excited that I have that I had the Eiffel Tower and I waited this long to work on my travel album because it just worked out really well. I did end up adding Traveler to my little Paris stamp. And then I'm gonna grab that same Pink Fresh collection and add a few embellishments to my photos just to bring in some red and, I don't know, spice it up a little bit. These kids, when they were traveling, their schedule was jam-packed. They basically marched all day and then that night drove all night to Paris. So they were tired, and you can see it in some of their pictures. But anyways, like I said, the opposite page is going to be a 6x8 photo. I'm just going to end up using that acrylic piece to add Saturday. The backside is supposed to be his journaling that I still didn't get, and hopefully one day I will. I have two photos here. One is a 6x8 and the other is a 12x8, I think. And I'm going to back them up because I'm not going to add these in pockets. I'm basically going to punch my holes and add them straight into my album. I have a new hole punch that I'm loving so much. This hole punch has like 5 different sizes you can choose from, which is perfect. And I've been loving it. I will be sharing the link for you guys because I honestly totally recommend this hole punch. It's so good. Anyways, once I punch out my holes, I'm going to start adding some embellishing. I have these large foam words from Amy Tan that I've had forever. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to use them. So I end up using This Happened on my 6x8 photo. At first I was going to add it to the bottom, but once I grabbed the happened, I noticed it's not going to fit. So I end up moving the this to the top of the kids, and then happened is going to end up sitting on the bottom. So one over their heads and one underneath their feet. So I like how this turned out, and I'm so excited that I used these foam words because I have so many of them. And I'm actually going to stick to the foam words and add one to my larger photo here. This photo looks kind of offish, I know, because it was a panoramic photo, but I don't care. I wanted all the kids in that photo, So I'm gonna go for it. I end up adding to be continued because that day is jam-packed with some really fun experiences for the kids. So I thought it like worked well, and I got to use my foam words. So once I add that, I call these two spreads done. Easy peasy. I think I even actually grab a little word die cut to add to my heart here and bring in some pink to my spread. Okay, you guys, I'm almost done with part 2. I still have a few layouts to work on, and I was thinking maybe I should go live and work on my travel album live. So I'm thinking of going live on April 12th, which is next Sunday. If that's something that interests you, let me know. I will work on the next few spreads live and share with you how I, create in real life or real time. But I'm going to finish up this spread. I'm still documenting the kids, and I'm going through my 3x4 cards. I love the Seize the Day. I think it matches really well with my photos here. I'm going to actually back up this 3x4 photo of my son and his best friend and just trim it down a little bit so you can see the stories of today. That's what the card had on there. I'll also go through my embellishments again, end up adding some embellishments in navy blue and some green because I think they matched well with the 3x4 card. And then I call part 2 of this travel album done. And don't forget to leave me a comment down below if you're interested in me working in my travel album live on Sunday, April 12th at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then I will definitely do that. But I am done, you guys. I'm just going to do a quick flip through of the layouts I worked on today. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing and stay safe and healthy, you guys. Bye.